Good morning. My name is Terry. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. I follow the gray sheet. I write it down. I call it into my sponsor on time. Eat three weighed and measured meals a day with nothing in between. And God and abstinence is the most important thing in my life without exception. And I just love our mantra. It goes to every cell in my body. My DNA is like, yeah, I love gray sheet. Um, I've been abstinent since October 9th, 2009. And I just can't believe that I've done this for 14 years. I've never been able to turn around a corner for 2 minutes. Like all of you, I've tried everything under the sun to lose weight. I was a chubby little baby. Um, you know, I'm 74. So back in the day, in my community, they had formula, and then that formula they put that sweet stuff that we don't eat in the bottle. So I've always had the tendency to love sweets. I would prefer to eat dessert rather than a meal. Um, I've always wanted to be small. I'm short. I'm like 4'11". So my highest weight was 172 pounds. Ugh, you know, I always wanted to be the petite person, Sally Fields, dating myself, that kind of thing. But that wasn't happening. I thought thin was love, if only I could be a certain weight, my boyfriend, husband, whatever would love me. And as we know, thin is not well, I'll put it that way. Um, you know, just the idea to be a thin person, I had big arms, big legs, big butt, you know, all of those things, and I hated myself, you know. Um, some of the people in my family, they were thin. I was the only child. And my mother, she loved to cook, and she loved to, like, if you weren't fat, there's something wrong with you. You're deprived, you're poor, and my mother was a good cook. Um, I'm from Maryland, so we have a certain seafood here that I just love. And the amazing thing now is that I don't even care about that seafood. I would sit and crack and bite and drink beer and we would have feasts. In the summer we go to Eastern Shore, Maryland. And it's me. I don't even want it anymore. I have. I never could believe I have neutrality around food because I truly love my food. It's very plain. Um, I eat the same thing every day, and it's freaking delicious. I lick the bowl. Everybody hears me lick the bowl. I lick my bowl. Um, and when I first came into GreySheeters, it's like, ew, vegetables. I don't like all that. I didn't like this. I didn't like that. Any kind of food plan I was on, I manipulated it to the things that I loved. Um, I will always say I'm going to start my diet Monday, first of the year. All those days we say we're going to start a diet. And, by noon, I've eaten everything. Like if it was points, Weight Watchers, all the points were gone. Um, I couldn't stop eating. I just couldn't, not knowing that I was allergic to different foods. I didn't know that. I just couldn't stop. And I wasn't a good dieter. I never ever was able to lose no more than 5 or 10 pounds. If I did lose weight, I would starve myself to death. I would be shaking and my blood sugar would go down. And then I was the person that could tell you, where to go get the best diet in the world. Everybody lost the weight, but I didn't. Um, it was a never-ending battle trying to lose that weight, never-ending battle. Um, and I finally found Gray Sheet, and that to me is just amazing because I live in Baltimore, Maryland. Nobody, we heard of OA, nobody knew anything about Gray Sheet, you know. To me, it's like, God led me here. And I'm so thankful and I'm so grateful for that. And I found it. I was going to this gym and there was this lady that had a sign up. She said, I'm gonna, it was something about holistic dieting. I'm like, oh, let's try that one, see how that works. So I called her and I couldn't start because me and my husband, we were going to Trinidad. I told her I would start as soon as I came back. And she would bring me to her house and she would weigh me every week. She took me to Trader Joe's. She told me all kinds of things to eat. And I lost and gained the same 5 pounds because when it comes to food, I'm a liar. I'm like, I ate this stuff. I don't know why I'm not losing the weight. I ate everything you told me to eat, you know. And I just want to go back to how I ate. You know, I was the one, my hand kept going back and forth, back and forth. I would be so embarrassed. I would go out to dinner with my friends and we would share an appetizer. And they're like, can we have some? I'm like, I'm sorry. That hand would just go back and forth and back and forth. Um, I would be watching TV and something would come up, no matter what time it was, I would get in my car and run to 7-Eleven and get it. And before I got home, it was all gone, you know. Um, I would be sitting watching TV also, and something would come in my head and like, I'm just going to have one of these. And I would go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth till I was so full. I was so full. I was up to here. I wanted to, just throw up. I was so full, but that compulsion, to keep going back, keep going back. So anyway, I met this lady and she said, you are so spiritual. She said, let me tell you about Gray Sheet. I said, Gray Sheet? I said, what's Gray Sheet? She said, it's something like OA. I said, well, I tried that and that just didn't work for me. And she gave me the phone bridge number and she gave me the gray net. And it took maybe 3 months for me. And by the way, I was paying this lady every month, to help me lose weight. So I joined the gray net and I was, kept looking at this no matter what. Called the phone bridge. I kept hearing no matter what, you know. And finally, this lady in Georgia, she said, I asked someone to sponsor me. She said, I'll sponsor you. And I lied again, and I was like, I just don't know why I'm eating. If you had my life, you would eat also. I had kids, husband, job. And then this lady from Baltimore was on the Great Net. And I asked her to be my sponsor. And boy, was she tough. She came to my house. She brought me a scale. And she said, I want you to do The Language of Letting Go by Melanie Beattie in 24 hours. And I'm like, okay, you know. And I was weighing out all this food. And I'm like, how the hell do people eat all this food? All this big old salad and blah, 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 cook, I'm like, ew, where's the good stuff? And I lied to her. She said, oh, you lie. Go to an AA meeting because we didn't have a meeting here. I'm like, who the hell she thinks she's talking to? But thank God I listened to her and I followed good orderly direction and I set all the way down. Okay, thank you, Stacy. Because I'm grateful and I'm thankful that I didn't go. If I did something wrong, I was able to get back on that horse the next day. I was like, because I came like I think January because my husband gave me a birthday and a retirement party. So I did slip, slide, whatever you want to call it. But I was able to get on the next day. I'm like, thank you, God, you know. And in October, you know, I got my year. I've changed sponsors a couple of times, you know. But you know, when I go out, basically, I'm not embarrassed to pull out a scale, but I prefer my own food, you know. So I either eat before I go or I eat afterwards. I'm going to the roundup for one day, Saturday. I had my food already prepared. I did it yesterday. Because I'm proactive. I like getting things done and out the way. Um, you know, in the morning, I wake up and I call my sponsor. I listen to the phone bridge every morning. I get that shot in the arm, you know. It's chaotic, but I listen and I love it. I have other meetings I go to. I do a How to Listen to God meeting. We have a home meeting. Yay, you know. So I'm thankful for that. We have a very loving group, you know, in Baltimore, you know. It's very quiet and the people are really, really nice, you know. Um, I'm just grateful. I'm just thankful. I'm a better mother, better wife, even though my husband drives me insane. I learned how to be loving and kind, you know. Gray Sheet has just changed my life, you know. I've been retired for 13 years. My husband and I, we have a hat store business. We sell Stetsons and fedora hats, women's hats. Um, we're in the process of wanting to retire. We're going to close that business. We're going to sell the building. We have 2 buildings we own. So on one side, it's men's clothes. On the other side, it's hats. So, you know, we want to chill, you know, relax. And, you know, at this time in our life and not do, you know, a lot like now that I feel like I'm retired, you know, I go to bed. Yesterday, I got up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, in the evening. It's like, yeah, do what the hell you want to do. You paid your dues, girl, you know. And I mean, I get up and I take, you know, fix my food. You know, I basically do what I want to do. I'm trying to get back to the gym, you know, since COVID, you know, it's like, you know, I don't feel like doing anything, you know, I don't know whether I'm a little depressed. I do go to therapy, thank God, you know, they say get outside help if you need it. I just try to do the next right thing, you know, what is the next right thing to do? And and I do it, you know, sometimes like when Stephanie asked me to do this, I'm like, I don't want to do this, you know. But, you know, my sponsor, you know, she says, when people ask you to do service, you do it. You know, I said, okay, of course. And it's 11 o'clock here. And I'm just thankful. And I've found my people. I found something that works that really, really works, you know. Sometimes it's not easy, you know. I have a list of phone numbers that I can call. Um, I love the slogans, easy does it. And I love there's always another meal coming. That's my favorite. There's always another meal coming. Um, uh, what is good orderly direction? Um, sit all the way down, you know, try to do well. I do what my sponsor tells me. I might not like it, but I do it because she always tells me people that don't do what we do, they go out. Bottom line, if you want what I have, you do what I do. So with that, I just thank you for letting me share, and I love you guys. You know, y'all are important to me. I couldn't do this without you. And I'm grateful and I'm thankful, and I don't eat no matter what.